Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and this is the next part of rebooking Brock Lesnar if he never left the WWE post Wrestlemania 21 to Wrestlemania 22. And I can make a few guesses, but after 22, I'm not doing a full rebooking. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind. Anywho, night after WrestleMania 21, Lesnar's the new WWE champion, and Lesnar comes out on Raw, and then Benoit appears to come congratulate him. And they talk, about when he won that very title at WrestleMania 20 last year. Then says, what do you say? Let's see what you got. Challenges led to a match. Lesnar accepts. Has a one-on-one match. Wrestle. Brock Lesnar hits the F5. Brock Lesnar hits the F5, gets the pinfall, 4.5-star match. Benoit shakes Lesnar's hand. And Triple H comes out, says he demands his rematch. Lesnar says, let's do this. We go to Backlash 2005 in a no DQ match. Lesnar wins, 4 1/4. Post Backlash Raw. Triple H tells Bischoff he wants a rematch, and Bischoff tells him he lost twice. Bischoff gives him number one contenders match for the world title. Next week, Raw faces Benoit for number one contendership title and wins, 4 stars. Vengeance 2005, Triple H versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match. Before the match, Triple H tells Batista, make sure I walk out there with the world title. Batista says, for sure, Hunter. Match happens. Now we're near the end. Batista rips off the cell door. Gets the chair. Looks at Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar looks at him back. Then Batista drops the chair and leaves the ring. Lesnar F5's Triple H retains the title. A bloody Triple H gets up. Gets Batista's face in the ring. Yells at Batista. And Triple H pushes Dave. Then Batista hits the spine buster on Triple H. The crowd goes nuts. As he's about to leave the ring, Batista comes back in. Batista bomb. And Triple H. Yeah, it's Triple H. And Batista officially turns babyface. Post Vengeance 2005 Raw. Lesnar takes the night off because of his brutal cage fight. And what's it called? And then Triple H and Batista, their feud is the main focus of the night. And then a few weeks later, on July 18th, Lesnar comes back, talks about how he beat Triple H 2 times, and anyone wants to come and try and stop me, I'm right here. The door is open. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. So hard you won't know what hit you. Later on that night, Brock Lesnar is scheduled to have a match with Christian. Later on that night, Batista and Triple H have a match also. And it's called Triple H vs. Batista, ends in a no contest, 3 stars. Lesnar and Christian have the match. Lesnar applies the block lock. And Jericho runs out, hits Lesnar with the chair, and busts Lesnar open. Chris Jericho officially turns heel. Next week, Raw, Jericho comes out and explains he's tired of not holding that damn belt. It's been 3 years since he held that belt, and he's sick of it. I deserve this. Lesnar comes out and says, maybe you plain sucked. You failed to get Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. That's a start there. Jericho challenges, Lesnar for the title. Brock Lesnar accepts. Next week, Lesnar versus Jericho and Christian handicap match. Match happens. Now towards the end, the ref's down. Jericho holds Brock Lesnar. And Christian has the chair. Goes to Lesnar the chair. Hits Chris Jericho. Lesnar S5's Christian's head onto the chair. 1, 2, 3. Lesnar gets the win. Next week, Chris Jericho and Christian argue. Bischoff has them wrestle. Jericho wins via DQ. Jericho wins via Walls of Jericho, so he tapped out. They make up, shake hands, and hug. 4-star match. But you'll note that Christian gets really over in this match. Now, here's my belief. Christian was bound to get over the way he did in 2005, but John Cena's a top guy, or not. Now, with Lesnar being here and being their top face, they wouldn't have to worry about Christian overshadowing Brock Lesnar, so therefore they would start to push him here, my belief. And then the seeds are planted for a future babyface run. The next week, it's Brock Lesnar and Batista versus Jericho and Triple H for the main event. So, heading towards the end, Lesnar has Triple H in the Brock lock. Ric Flair interferes and gets Triple H and Chris Jericho DQ'd, but Batista goes to beat up Flair. Then Christian comes out and hits, Batista with the steel chair. And Jericho, Flair, Triple H beats down Lesnar and Batista. So SummerSlam, it's Batista versus Triple H in the holds bar match, and Brock Lesnar versus Chris Jericho for the world title match. Oh yeah, and P.S. Hogan versus Shawn Michaels, still main event SummerSlam 2005. Now on to SummerSlam 2005. John Cena defeats Eddie Guerrero, who's a heel, for the WWE title, 4.25. Batista defeats Triple H, 4.5 stars. Brock Lesnar defeats Chris Jericho, 4.5 stars. And Shawn Michaels defeats Hulk Hogan heel fashion, 4 stars. Now, post SummerSlam Raw, Jericho begs Bischoff for the rematch. Bischoff says, if you lose, you're fired. Jericho and Lesnar face. Jericho loses again, 4-star match. Bischoff comes out and fires Chris Jericho. Following week, Christian comes out and gets angry that Lesnar got his friend fired. So Lesnar laughs and says, your boy couldn't get the job done. You think you can? Christian responds, yeah. And I will for that title. Lesnar accepts the challenge. They face, and then Lesnar makes Christian tap to the Brock lock, 4.25. Out of nowhere, Shawn Michaels, who's still a heel, hits Lesnar with the sweet chin music, and the crowd boos, and Shawn Michaels holds the title with that smirk on his face. Next week, Shawn comes out and says how Lesnar is nothing more than a young punk who thinks he can throw his weight around thinking he runs things. We all know I've been running things from the start. Since you ran away to SmackDown because you knew you couldn't hang with me. I beat Hogan at SummerSlam, owned Bret Hart in Montreal, and Bret Hart didn't do a damn thing. Crowd boos heavily. And I'm about to own you. Brock Lesnar comes on and says, own me. You're going to own me? You had to cheat to beat Hulk Hogan. I destroyed him. So listen here, you has-been. I'll destroy you worse than I did Hogan and your DX buddy Triple H. He remembers me. And Shawn said, DX was the past, bruh. Responds, yeah, well, so will you. Shawn challenges Lesnar at Unforgiven for the WWE title. Brock Lesnar accepts. Following week, after a match, Shawn Michaels hits Brock Lesnar's sweet chin music. Then we head to Unforgiven 2005. They have the match. Brock Lesnar wins clean. 5-star match in his best match. I truly believe that this would have been his best match had he not left. Now, from 3 weeks' time, they have another match and it ends in a DQ because of Shawn Michaels, and Brock Lesnar retains the title. 4-star match. 2 weeks after, Shelton comes out, calls out Brock. Then to talk about back in the day, how they were in college together. They were a tag team back in the day, that type of stuff. Now he's glad to see Lesnar being a WWE champion. So it gets to Shelton Benjamin talking about, being a former world champion, referencing him being the world champion at Royal Rumble to my other video, Rebooking Brock Lesnar. And is asking Brock Lesnar for a title shot next week, a friendly title shot. Lesnar accepts. Following week, they have the match. Match ends in a DQ due to interference by Shawn Michaels, 4.5 stars. So Bischoff comes out next week and announces there will be a triple threat match between Brock Lesnar, Shawn Michaels, and Shelton Benjamin. So in a week or two times, triple threat match happens. Brock Lesnar wins, pinning Shawn Michaels 4 1/4. After this, the whole SmackDown versus Raw buildup starts happening. A bunch of brawling back and forth. And this time, Raw does not look like the heels. Both of them look like baby faces. No one looks like they have the upper hand. They look pretty equal. On an episode to Raw, the tribute to Eddie Guerrero, because there was just no avoiding Eddie's death. He was going to die either way, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. I wish you were still here to this day. You had so much more to offer us. Anywho, so for tribute to Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar has a one-on-one match with Kurt Angle. Brock Lesnar wins 4 stars. Now on to Survivor Series 2005. Team Raw, Brock Lesnar, Chris Masters, Kane, and The Big Show. Brock Lesnar, Batista, Chris Masters, Kane, and The Big Show. Yeah, whoops, counted wrong. Team SmackDown, John Cena, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Kurt Angle, JBL. Match starts, happens, goes on. Masters is eliminated by Kurt Angle. JBL is eliminated by Big Show. So we're down to 4-4. Angle gets eliminated by Brock Lesnar. Now Raw's upper hand. Cena eliminates Big Show. Cena eliminates Kane. Orton gets eliminated by Batista. Now we're down to Brock Lesnar and Batista versus John Cena and Bobby Lashley. I know I could have had, Orton in there instead of Lashley for the OVW, but these were 4 monsters. I kept it to, making the monsters here. Lesnar eliminates Lashley. Ref is down. Shawn comes out and, gives Brock Lesnar sweet chin music. Batista chases him out of the ring. Cena eliminates Lesnar due to help from Shawn Michaels. Now it's down to Batista versus John Cena. Brawl for about 15 minutes. Cena goes to the FU. Batista gets out. Batista goes to the spine buster. Cena reverses it into a DDT. Goes to the 5-knuckle shuffle, but Dave moves and gets Cena into Batista bomb. 1, 2, 3. Team Raw wins 4 1/4 match. Batista celebrates and leaves the ring. Edge's music hits. Cashes in the Money in the Bank. Pins John Cena. John Cena kicks out. Then spears John Cena to win the WWE title. Fans cheer. Yup, we're doing this a little bit earlier. Post Summerslam Raw. Lesnar is angry as hell, looking for Shawn Michaels like crazy. Goes to the ring. Calls out Shawn. No show. Next week, Lesnar is found laid out backstage. Batista's angry, challenges Shawn Michaels to a match because he thinks there's something to do with it. Shawn tries to act like he didn't have anything to do with it. The match happens. Batista sets up for a Batista bomb. Triple H comes out and attacks Batista. Then Triple H and Shawn Michaels team up and beat up Batista. Fans boo like crazy. Then Michaels holds Batista. Triple H busts him open with a sledgehammer. Then Triple H and Shawn Michaels stare at each other. Do the DX high five, when they go like this and high five each other. And then, they do the click wolf thing, when they do this. Hug, and DX officially reunites and their heels. Following week, DX comes out to their old DX music and laughs and brags about talking about taking out Lesnar and Batista. Says DX is back and taking over Monday Night Raw. Shawn talks about screwing Lesnar like he did at Survivor Series 1997, like he did Brett, and Triple H laughs his ass off. Triple H says Lesnar thought this was over. This is just got good. If you thought we were wild in the 90s, you ain't seen nothing yet. That night, DX was set to have a match with Big Show and Kane. Match happens, they face, it's called Big Show and Kane get DQ'd. Big Show and Kane win by DQ. And then, then DX beats down Kane and Show with weapons. Shawn with the chair, Triple H with sledgehammer. Restart match. The next week, DX faces Regal to Jerry. DX destroys him. And after the match, Brock Lesnar and Batista combats, beats up DX. DX runs out the ring. Then next week, DX has a brawl with Lesnar and Batista backstage. Security has to break it up. Match is set for New Year's resolution. DX versus Lesnar and Batista. Match happens. DX wins heel style. HBK pinning Batista. Raw post New Year's Revolution. DX brags about getting one over on Batista and Brock Lesnar, making fun of them and and laughing their asses off. Next week, DX makes a parody out of Brock Lesnar and Batista, makes an absolute mockery out of him. Next week, DX cuts a promo on Brock Lesnar and Batista come out and beat up DX. Match set for a Rumble, but here's stipulation. If Brock Lesnar and Batista lose, Shawn becomes world champion, and Triple H gets a spot in the Royal Rumble. And it'll be a no DQ match. So, Royal Rumble, DX versus Brock Lesnar goes down. Brock Lesnar Batista wins after a brutal match, 4.5 stars. Triple H and Shawn Michaels argues. The Royal Rumble happens. And the last two in the ring were Batista and John Cena. Batista wins the Royal Rumble. Raw post Royal Rumble, Batista versus John Cena Batista versus Triple H is set for the main events. The main event happens and the ref is down. Triple H holds a Batista. Triple H has a sledgehammer. Goes to hit Batista. Dave ducks and ends up hitting Shawn Michaels. Batista hits the spine bust and then the Batista bomb gets the 1, 2, 3. Next week, Brock Lesnar versus Batista main event. And beats. Yeah, it's called. No. Did I say that? Brock Lesnar versus Shawn Michaels is the main event. Please don't tell me I said Brock Lesnar versus Batista, but Brock Lesnar versus Shawn Michaels for the main event. Brock Lesnar wins, but Triple H wasn't even there for the match, 4.5 stars. Following Raw, HBK yells at Triple H for not being there. They argue back and forth. Lesnar congratulates Batista, says, and Batista says, I might take that world title. Lesnar laughs, says, okay, good luck, Dave, you'll need it. Next week, Batista versus Shawn Michaels in the main event. Batista beats Shawn Michaels clean, 4.25. Triple H comes out, attacks Batista. Triple H gets the spine buster. Triple H and Shawn Michaels argue. Then Shawn Michaels shoves Triple H. Triple H pedigrees Shawn Michaels, and the fans cheer like crazy. And Triple H officially turns babyface. Then the following week, on February 27th, 2006, Shelton Benjamin gets his rightful rematch this time. No bullshit surrounding the match. Batista's special guest referee. Brock Lesnar versus Shelton Benjamin. Brock Lesnar wins. Batista raises his hand, 4.5 stars. So then the next week, Batista and Triple H have a face versus face match. Batista wins. Triple H gets up, shakes Batista's hand, 4 stars. The last week show, go home show before WrestleMania. Batista and Brock Lesnar have the contract signing and have a face down. Now on to WrestleMania 22. I'm doing the whole card here. So here's the match card for WrestleMania 22. R.I.P. Eddie Guerrero. Big Show and Kane versus Chris Masters. Mick Foley versus Mr. McMahon. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Keep the same Money in the Bank. Undertaker versus Kurt Angle. Keep Trish versus Mickie James. John Cena versus Edge for the WWE title. And Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio in the main events. Batista versus Brock Lesnar for the world title. Now, for any match that said keeping is the same victory, same everything, nothing changes. And now for the new matches. Mick Foley beats Mr. McMahon in a 3.5 stars good match. Triple H beats Shawn Michaels. Shawn gets up, looks at Triple H, extends his hand, sends hand. They're friends again, and then the DX music hits. 5 stars. This is Shawn Michaels here and Triple H, so they gotta tear the house down for WrestleMania because Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania. John Cena versus Edge. John Cena wins and beats Edge for the WWE title. He finally gets his title back. 4.5 stars match. Undertaker versus Kurt Angle. Undertaker wins. 5-star match. Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. Randy Orton wins. 3.5 stars. Now on to Brock Lesnar versus Batista. They have the stare down. It's a 50-50 crowd, just like Hogan and Warrior. Once they lock up, no one can move each other. Lock up again. Dave pushes Lesnar down. Batista does his flexes. And then lock up again. Brock pushes him down. And then they brawl out like hell. Brawl, have a good match. First, Brock gives Batista the F5. Dave kicks out. Then puts on the Brock Lock. And Batista is the first wrestler to escape the Brock Lock. Then Batista gets the spine buster. Sets up for the sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2, kick out. Then Batista goes for the next Batista bomb. Gets the victory. And beats Brock Lesnar clean. Batista celebrates. Brock gets up, extends his hand. Batista shakes his hand and they hug. 4-star match. And after WrestleMania 22, Brock Lesnar goes for a break. That was my rebooking for Brock Lesnar if he never left WWE in 2004 to 2006 now. So give me your feedback. What did you like about it? What would you change? Give me your feedback. Like, dislike. Tell me what you think.